Evening, people. It is Saturday evening, just getting ready to go to bed, getting myself sorted for my long run tomorrow morning. Sunday run day, as always. Tomorrow I'm gonna do 16k, I think, and then that will complete another building week of my base building phase. So basically what I do with my running is I do 3 weeks building where I increase the volume and the intensity of the runs, and then we pull back for a week, we do less volume, and we focus on just easy runs, no speed work. So next week I'm gonna do 3 or 4 easy runs depending on how I'm feeling. If I'm still sore, then I'll just do 3, but I'll probably hit 30 to 35k of running still, which is still a good bit of volume. As I said, Saturday night, nothing exciting tonight. I went out with a few people last night for some food and some drinks, but tonight I've literally just been chilling, got some steps, didn't actually feel too good, to be honest. But tomorrow I'm gonna film a full day in the life of an online coach on a Sunday. Sunday is like, it's always been a work day for me, like literally ever since I started doing online coaching, for as long as I can remember. I've always done all my client programming on a Sunday, so that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm not working personally with as many clients as I have done in the past. I'm working with about 35, and then the other coaches that I have on board the team, they handle the rest of the client base too and do their programming, but nonetheless it will still take me probably a couple of hours. I do have a consultation call as well. Misha is arriving tomorrow night from Dublin, so I'm going to clean the gaff up, get everything sorted, do a food chop, and probably get an hour or so of tanning done as well. So I'm going to start the vlog here, and I'll pick up in the morning. I'll run you through my pre-Sunday long run routine, which doesn't really consist of much. Coffee, toilet, water, get out of the door. And something that I have started doing actually is journaling and do some gratitude in the morning. So hopefully I remember to do that, but I'm gonna head to bed now and I'll see you in the morning. Heading out now, got the A6 Nova Blast 4s on. As I mentioned in my previous videos, these are my runners for 80% of my mileage, easy runs, long runs, nice and comfortable, really, really good tread outfit. They look good as well. Just covered in sand at the moment, but I'm gonna probably just go for 10k. What's that? Yeah, I'm probably just gonna do 10k, to be honest. I wasn't really feeling well yesterday. Stomach was a little bit off, so I'm gonna see how I feel. Minimum 10, might push it to 12 or 15. I've got a different route to run today, so I'll get some clips. It's just usually it's a little bit of a different route. Instead of going down to Purbanus, you go kind of the other way and then right along there towards San Pedro, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit, because that's one thing that, you know, when you're doing 4 runs a week, 3 or 4 a week, you do get bored of the route. Marbella is a lot more hilly than Dubai, which is good, because I got a huge shock when I went back to the UK last summer and did a half marathon there when I've been training in Dubai. So I think it's definitely good to incorporate some hills. It obviously does mess with your heart rate a little bit, but it's good to be conditioned. So I'm gonna get out now. It's actually 20 past 8. I've been doing a little bit of work. I wanted to knock some stuff out before and then just have a nice run. And then I'm gonna cook breakfast. I'll run you over what I eat, and then I need to go and do some work at Breathe, I think. And I also need to pick up some flowers because Misha is arriving. So yeah, I'm gonna get out on this now, so I'll get some clips because the scenery is a vibe. Coming up to 5k now. I don't really know where I'm going, but I'm just exploring. I'm feeling good, apart from this hill, but I think I'm just gonna keep going.
probably end up hitting like 12 to 14. I'll try and stop off at a shop at some point and get some water, because that's the main thing that I noticed when I get dehydrated. Heart rate obviously shoots up, but this is why it's great to run in an area you don't know. You're just exploring. So I'm going to take a left at the end of this road and see where we end up. Secured the water at a nice slow deli just down from San Pedro, so I'm gonna get this down me and then keep going. We'll definitely hit 16k, I think. 4 miles in now, and obviously I need to turn back around as well.
Alright guys, so back from the run now. Obviously just jumped in the shower, thought I'd do a little bit of a review of the stats. Actually went a lot better than I initially thought, so I will have inserted some of the clips of the actual run. Basically just went exploring a little bit down San Pedro, ended up running on a motorway for a little bit, clocked 16k in total. So obviously I said earlier on in the video that I wasn't feeling too well and I was just going to do minimum 10, but actually felt okay once I got into it. I think I was about 3 miles in, which is like just under 5k. I was like, actually feel quite good now, so I'm gonna not push it obviously, because it wasn't that long in the grand scheme of things, but nonetheless a good run. So I actually started that run, it says on Strava, 8:21 a.m, which is quite late to be running in Spain. Now obviously with me coming from Dubai, it doesn't feel hot Spain like it obviously is, and you know the temperature will make your heart rate rise, so it makes the run a lot more challenging, so it's much harder to keep it aerobic. The average heart rate for that run was 149. Obviously that's just an average, so I'll show you. At the start of the run, obviously first kilometer is like sub 130, which is always the case. Then I hovered around the mid 140s until about 9k in, and then the heart rate started to creep up to like 155 for the rest of it, and then actually into the 160s for the last couple of kilometers. So for myself and our clients, the recommendations that we give for aerobic running is we use the MAF 180 method. So you manage your age from 180. I'm 27, so I should be trying to keep my heart rate below 153 on all my aerobic runs. But as I say, it was a little bit later on today, and by the time I finished the run, it was almost 10 o'clock, which is very late to be running over here. So not worried about it. I've still clocked probably over 3 hours of aerobic work this week, so I'm pretty happy with that. But as I say, even though it doesn't feel too hot to me, it just shows you what that temperature, well, the effect that temperature can have on your heart rate. Because in Dubai, like, yeah, it's hot in Marbella here now, it's the 11th of August, but I can't even describe how warm and humid it was back in April and May in Dubai. But nonetheless, a good run, and for the week in total, that will be, let me just draw up my stats, 46.7k this week, 3 hours and 55 minutes of running. And the activities, well, the runs I did this week, obviously on, I think that was Tuesday, I did, let me check 1 second. So yeah, I did an easy 10k on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, I did the big 14k marathon workout, 2k warm up, 10k at a 4:07 pace, which was a little bit faster than marathon pace, 2k cool down, 14k total. Then I did 6k easy on Thursday with Louis, just a nice little chilled one there. And then 16k today, so just under 47k's worth of total volume. The way that I fueled for that run, I had a Powerade, like the normal Powerade, I think it's about 25 grams of carbs pre-run. Didn't have anything on the run. If I'd known I was gonna run 16k, I probably would have taken a gel or something like that. And I really did feel in the last probably 3 kilometers under-fueled. And the way that you kind of feel that, obviously it was very hot, but I just felt like I had nothing left in the tank. Whereas if you fuel properly, you know, pre-run, on your run as well with gels, you literally just feel like you can keep going forever, obviously within reason. But you know, lesson learned. As I say, if I'd known I was going to go and do 16k or more, I would have taken a gel on that. So successful run. I'm gonna run over what I'm doing today. Obviously this is a day in the life, so I am gonna have my first meal, which I will video in about half an hour's time. Eggs, bagels, high protein, high carb, moderate to low fat, to fuel the performance. I I'm going to review some conversations from my new appointment setter that I've got working in our Instagram account at the moment. He's just come on board with us literally this week, so I'm having to oversee everything he's doing. Basically, he's assisting me with messaging people on Instagram, replying to inquiries and stuff like that. I guess you could say he's part of the sales team, and this is something that I'm really working on over the next couple of months, because naturally July and August are probably the quietest months of the year for coaching. So I think it's a really good time to work on other parts of the business, the systems, get the team trained up and work on long form content and stuff. I think my camera is going to die, so I'm going to check in later on in the video and explain what I'm doing at the moment with the YouTube and where I'm trying to go with it. Just cooking up some eggs. I've got a bagel in the oven because the toast is broken, but I want to jump on for a couple of minutes and explain where I'm trying to go with this YouTube. So really interesting. I was with Louis Armstrong, one of my friends both from Newcastle. A lot of people know him because he used to be Mike Thurston's camera guy, videographer, whatever he is, does his own thing now. But had a really good conversation with him the other day, went on a run about like the power of personal brand and what Louis is doing at the moment. Well, he's launched his own content creation community called the Creator Club. And obviously because he's got such a strong personal brand through YouTube, he's got about 70,000 followers on YouTube, I think about 120,000 on Instagram. He's able to launch a digital product like that or a community and have a lot of people sign up to it straight away. And that's the power of building a personal brand over, I think he's been doing it for, he's probably been on YouTube for about 7 years now, whereas I've kind of done it the other way around. And a lot of coaches do that, where they build a business, a service and a product from, being a service provider, a one-to-one personal trainer, and then moving online, while still building personal brand. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've obviously just started properly doing YouTube. I've got 21,000 followers on Instagram, but the way I see kind of like the industry going and the way I see my business going over the next few years is obviously, yes, continuing to provide an amazing service to current clients, continue to get good results, bring in new clients, do the hard work through the outreach on Instagram, but alongside that, build the personal brand. Because I think if you can build a personal brand and then you can leverage that and drive people into your business, then it's super powerful. And that's exactly what Louis has been able to do. And on a bigger scale, that's what Mike has done. Really grinded very hard with his YouTube a few years ago, and then obviously launches an app, he launches a clothing brand, and he makes a lot of money off it. So that's where a lot of my focus is going to be over the next year for the foreseeable. To be honest, I've got an amazing product, an amazing service, we get amazing results. I've built an amazing team now, and now it's down to me to, yes, continue coaching, continue managing the team and improving that, but at the same time building the personal brand, because I think that's much more of a long-term play. And it literally is. And I think everyone these days, especially people getting into online coaching, first of all, I don't think they appreciate how hard it actually is to get clients and also to get good results for those clients. You have to put in a lot of work. And I think everyone is looking for, the quick fix, the tactics. And yes, there is a lot to be, sorry, I'm just flipping my eggs. There is a lot to be said for that sort of stuff. We do outreach every day on Instagram and LinkedIn, and it does bring you clients, it does get you clients. But I think if you've got a short-term play and a long-term play, then it's going to be very powerful in the long run. And a big thing for me as well is enjoyment. I'm a very creative person. I was really good at art at school, and I think although I love coaching and I love building teams or building my team and running the business, I do get a little bit unfulfilled sometimes if I'm not doing something creative. So I'm not sure I mentioned on this video or on the previous videos, but I'm going to do a 30-day YouTube challenge. I'm going to try and post to YouTube every single day, long form, not shorts. This will be day 5, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's a challenge, but it's challenging in a way that I enjoy. Like I like creating content. It's making me organized to actually think of ideas, and I'm also realizing that it's actually not that hard to think of ideas, which again shows that I'm creative. So I'm going to continue to document the journey, but that's where I'm looking to go with the channel. It's obviously a lot of work, but I do have a lot more free time than I did last year. I'm not doing as much coaching. Got a really good team now, so this is what we're going to put some effort into. First proper meal of the day. Absolutely butchered these eggs in the pan, but that's what you get when you try and vlog and get carried away and leave your eggs in the pan. But we've got 2 whole eggs, 6 egg whites, 1 bagel, guacamole. Always cook the eggs in butter. 250 grams of watermelon with some blackberries. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm just rushing here because the camera's about to die. That's one thing I've realised is the proper cameras, the battery life on them is shit. So I need to plug this in for like an hour and let it fully charge up. But that's my standard meal of the day. Sometimes I'll have 2 bagels if I'm hungry, but to be honest, I'm not really that hungry at the moment. I find when I do a long run, I don't usually get hungry for a couple of hours after, but it is really important to fuel up because it's 11:30 now. So otherwise I'm gonna end up trying to get too much food in me in the evening and then it disrupts sleep and things like that. But I'm gonna crack on with some work now and then go out and do some work at a coffee shop. What's up, people? So just went to the florist, got some really, really nice flowers. Being a nice lad for when Misha comes later on, but just doing some graft. I was meant to have a consultation call, but the guy cancelled, so I'm gonna book him in later on in the week. I'm gonna go down and do an hour of tanning and listen to a podcast, because what was the point in being abroad if you don't leave with a sickeningly strong tan? And to be honest, I'm quite disappointed with my efforts this year. So I'm gonna try and spend minimum 30 minutes sunbathing each day, preferably an hour. But what I'm doing at the moment, as I mentioned earlier on in the video, is I would say July and August are probably the worst months for coaching throughout the entire year, maybe with the exception of December when people are in like Christmas mode. We actually did have our best month in terms of revenue last month in July, but the reason for that was because a lot of our current clients renewed with big upfront packages, so it brought the overall revenue up. But in terms of bringing new clients on, we didn't bring that many on, about half compared to what we usually do. So the way that we bring clients on and bring them into business, obviously you've got the ultimate form of lead gen. Well, it's not even lead gen really. You've got organic inquiries and referrals from current clients. Referrals are always going to be the best because usually they're coming from good current clients that have had a good experience. Usually they've discussed price with the client as well, so that's not usually really a barrier on the call. Inquiries are good, but they can literally come from anywhere. They can come from YouTube, from someone who's never really seen much of your videos, many of your videos before, or it could be a really, really warm lead that has followed you for 4 years. But a huge part of what we do, and it's literally how I doubled the business in 6 months when I started working with my first mentor 2 years ago, is outreach. And a lot of people turn their nose up at outreach. They think it's sleazy and salesy, but essentially what it is, if you don't know, is it's reaching out to warm-ish leads, current followers, people who are engaging with your content. You know, you're not messaging them being like, please sign up to my program, here's the sign up link. It's literally just like, hey, noticed you followed me, can I help in any way? And it's literally just a numbers game. Like we message a fair few people each day, we'll get people reply, we'll have conversations with them, and ultimately sometimes we get them on calls and sometimes they sign up. So it really, really works as long as you approach it in like a friendly, a genuine, authentic way where you're actually trying to help the person. And like the way I see it, if anyone kind of says outreach is sleazy, it's like, I know and I believe that I have like a fucking amazing product and an amazing team based on the results that we have been getting for the last few years. So I don't mind messaging someone because I know I can help them. Like there's not one person in this world, well, there's not one person following me who is not a coach themselves, so I couldn't help in some way, whether it's getting them a little bit leaner, building muscle, getting them fitter, improving their lifestyle habits, whatever it is, we can help anyone. So that's the thought process that I use when I'm messaging people. And it's not salesy. You can certainly do it in a salesy way, but I don't like doing that. But I'm actually currently outreaching to old clients of ours. So I must have worked with probably close to 200 clients now online over the last 4 years of online coaching. And the whole business, we probably worked with close to like 600 with the coaches as well. So we've obviously got a massive list of old clients who have left, some that got an amazing result and just moved on, some that didn't get a good result because they didn't put in the work. But I'm just going through the list and messaging people, asking them how they're doing, how's training going, how's their summer been, and just letting them know that we've got an intake for August and September, because this is the time of the year, I would say mid-August to late August, where people start coming back off holidays and they start thinking, oh, you know, I'm a little bit out of shape, I've drunk and eaten too much on that holiday, I might get back into coaching. So if you can hit them at the right time, and if it's a good position for them, then they might come back on board. And I love bringing old clients back on board. You know exactly how they operate, you know how they like to be coached, and generally the people that are willing to come back on board are obviously good clients as well. So I'm working through the list, I'm messaging people, I'm probably gonna message about 60 people today. But this is the work that you've got to do to grow your business. Like you're not gonna grow a big, successful online coaching business overnight without doing these sorts of things. Obviously, I think I got to like 30, 35 clients organically without doing any outreach or referrals, but at some point those organic leads do slow down, so you have to do these sorts of things, and you need to have systems in place to, you know, periodically reach out to clients. On the busier months of the year, I would say between, you know, January and May, you probably don't need to do as much of this sort of stuff, but the way I see it, if we can bring back, you know, 5% of these old clients, it's going to bring good revenue into the business, it's going to bring good clients back on board, it's going to bring good clients back on board for the coaches to work with as well. So that's what we're doing, and I'll update you probably in September as to how successful this was. Tanned as shit. Can't really tell with the lighting, but definitely a couple shades darker. A new arrival. Right, you've got 30 seconds. Explain to us who you are, what you do, why you're here. Go on.
Who am I, what I do?
Yeah.
I'm Millie, fat loss expert, used to be a nuclear scientist.
Oh wow.
Now I'm Joe's best friend, and I support him with growing his business.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for, to consult.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your business.
We get ladies sexy and confident.
Female coach.
Female coach.
Yeah.
Female empowerment, we're all about that.
And you have what? You have one coach and you're taking on another one?
Yep, hiring second coach. We've done the interviews today. So, start of September, new coach coming on board, we'll be a team of 3.
And how are you liking Marbella?
It's good, it's just really hot, and I've just literally trained posterior and I feel like I'm gonna pass out.
Posterior,
so
yeah.
that's why I just had my, and I'm vegan as well.
Oh yeah.
Vegan protein shake.
That was a key
Key thing
detail.
that we don't want to miss.
Are you looking forward to going back to Dubai?
I am. I actually booked my flight today.
Really?
Yeah, so 3 weeks, and just want to go back to my cats and flat surfaces so we can run rather than just like my calves are tired of being hilly in Spain.
Lovely. Thank you for that.
And we've got the post-workout meal,
Oh
which sadly has no carbs in it because that's what my coach says.
That is a huge...
It's
what
just
is that?
vegetables.
That's a bucket.
Yeah, basically.
Oh well done. Right, you've had 90 seconds. Goodbye. Right guys, 6 PM. I'm gonna end the vlog here purely just because for the next 3 or 4 hours probably I'm gonna finish off my client programming. I'm gonna have some food. Literally all I'm gonna have is rice, prawns, veg, and a couple of protein mousses. Just need to finish off the rest of my work. So hopefully this has given you a bit of an insight into a typical Sunday in the life of an online coach, business owner, whatever you want to call it. As I say, this Sunday routine has been a feature for me ever since I started coaching, and I'm probably going to keep it with this routine for the foreseeable. I'm much better at taking kind of like downtime and a little bit of time off now. So on a Saturday, I'll pretty much take the majority of the day off work apart from a couple of hours in the morning, just tying things up. And then I always intend on taking an afternoon off per week, which usually falls on a Wednesday. But yeah, hopefully this kind of goes to show just what a typical like work day looks like for me. I'm quite willing to work all day within reason. I'm not someone that can literally just sit at my desk from 8 AM until 8 PM. I have to have short, frequent breaks. I've found that I'm a lot better in kind of short bursts of 45 to 60 minutes in terms of doing tasks. And I always like to reward myself with something, whether that's like literally just going to a nice cafe, a nice restaurant, getting some nice food whilst I work, or going and sunbathing for an hour to an hour and a half. That's how I like to recharge. I'm not someone that I think will realistically be able to take 3 to 7 days off anytime soon, but that's just the way it is for me. I love my work, but I do appreciate a little bit of downtime every now and again. So I'll pick up in the next video. This will be 5 days of my daily YouTube streak. So make sure to subscribe for future uploads. If you're not already subscribed, obviously you should be. And the content for the foreseeable on the channel is going to be a mixture of education and lifestyle vlog content, because that's what people seem to enjoy. So signing off now, and I will see you soon.